I'm sure Anna wants to know, but I especially would like to know what you are doing here in Laurelton.
There was a time when I was a real help to you.
Well, it's not a big help having to drag you out of jail, honey.
I think the sheriff is being tipped off.
You know, sometimes you shouldn't have come in the first place. Now, there's a deputy stationed outside the Talbot's house who won't be able to check Jennifer's alibi about the key being under the doormat.
Yes, you can, because it's there.
What?
What are you doing down here, anyway?
Well, I had to check out some things. I'm not satisfied with the answers I've been getting.
Do you have them now?
I may have a motive for Russell having killed Al Moody, which in turn could give us a motive for him killing Neil Johnson, too.
That's good, because then maybe the case is all sewed up, right?
It could be.
How long were you in the house before the sheriff came in?
I don't think it was any longer than a few minutes.
That means the sheriff would have been tipped off immediately. I wonder what he was frightened about finding out.
I don't know.
You know, I'm convinced, even though I can't prove it, whatever it is that this town is hiding has something to do with the Purity Water Company.
That's funny.
What?
When I was hiding in the closet, there was a small tin box there. It was marked on, the Purity Water Company. And it was sort of hidden away.
Oh, I'd love to know what was in that.
Yeah. So would I. What closet?
It was downstairs. It's sort of off the living room.
You really want to find out what's in that box?
I really want to find out.
Think you can keep the sheriff busy with a few questions?
Oh, I think I could. He won't like it.
Can you show me exactly where that closet is?
Yeah, but how are you going to get in there again?
I have a little plan. It may turn out it's a good thing you had your little talk with Sean.
Monica.
Hi. Well, Mr. Bain, this is a surprise.
You know, I didn't think that anything ever caught you by surprise here in Laurelton.
Well, I was so sure that you and your friends were on your way back to Port Charles that I didn't even check the airport. Now, what in the world do we have to talk about?
Well, I have a few more questions I wanted to ask you.
Oh, no, I've answered all your questions I'm going to.
Well, you know, perhaps not.
Look, Russell killed Moody, then he killed Neil Johnson. The murder's solved. Period.
Yeah, I admit I do have a motive.
Good. Write it up, file it away, give it to somebody in Port Charles, and just leave it there.
But see, there's something that I can't quite overlook.
Oh, come on, Devane.
I know that Russell had an accomplice.
What?
Now, that took you by surprise, didn't it?
Only because it's untrue.
I have evidence.
What evidence?
Well, I'm not actually going to tell you right now.
Well, where's it going to lead you?
To the question of why Neil Johnson went to the brownstone in the first place.
If it's a theory, I'm not interested in hearing it.
Yeah, it is a theory. It's the fact that Neil Johnson found El Moody's grave. He dug up the body, then he removed the glass eye. Then he took the glass eye to Port Charles to the brownstone to confront someone. But he was murdered.
True. By Russell?
No, by the person he came to see.
Oh, nonsense.
I don't think so.
Look, I've had it. I won't even discuss it with you.
Well, I think perhaps you better had. Because I have gone on record as saying that this investigation is not closed. So you'd better cooperate. Or you could be in a little trouble.
There is nothing else I can tell you.
Well, maybe I better go back over it all again. You know, there might be something I left out.
Aren't I being real polite? Well, you can try and persuade me all you want, Minnie. It won't work. I never mind talking to a pretty girl.
Well, listen to me. It's really important. It's a carpet bag, and it's probably about the same color as my shirt here. And it's got a little bit of blue in it, and it's a real long, like a long handle. It's really important that I have it because it's got some credit cards in it. And the credit cards belong to my grandmother. And actually, she gave it to me when I went to Texas. She said that I was supposed to mail them back to her because I was supposed to buy a Christmas present for Frisco while I was there. And I just really need it. If you could just look around for it for me, it would be really nice.
Well, I'll see what I can do, but I don't know for sure whether we can find it or not.
See, it's got some real important things in there. Those credit cards. My grandmother is going to be so furious if she finds out that I I didn't mail them back into my loft and a lot of money. No? Please?
Well, I'll think about it. Why don't you leave a number where I can call you if that's something to find out?
Well, I don't have any paper. Okay, what is it you're going to do? I'll just write it out for you.
Another one. It's like the one that strangled Al Moody.
Feels so good to be back in your old bed and not in old creepy Laurelton, doesn't it?
Well, I'm glad you realize how lucky you are.
Aren't you still upset with me?
I'm not upset, Felicia. I'm just sort of... I'm puzzled. What the hell were you thinking about? Why would you go to Laurelton? You could have been shot in Jennifer's house. Do you realize that?
I didn't think about that.
Well, what were you thinking about?
Oh, Frisco. I just want to be a part of you. I just miss all that fun and excitement that we've had. And I just want to let you know that I can be just as good in the field as some other people we know.
So you were competing with me?
Well, no, of course not.
Well, then what?
Don't be so thick-headed about all of this.
Sam? You're still hung up on Sam?
No, but you are. You seem to think you're such a big asset, but I'm the one who helped you in Laurelton, and don't you forget it.
You went back to Laurelton to beat a dead horse, to reopen a case that had already been closed.
Now, wait a minute, Mr. Mayor. Obviously, getting used to wearing this brace is bothering me, but what you're saying is bothering me more. On behalf of Anna, I have something to say to you.
All right, leave it that.
You, of all people, ought to be on my side.
Look, you come down here. You ask Anna for an explanation. Then you don't give her a chance to explain. It is obvious that she has a very good reason for reopening this murder case.
And at great expense to the city, I might add. But anyway, it had better make good fiscal sense.
Come on, look, I'm a policewoman, not a CPA. I felt uneasy about closing the case because I had a murderer, but I had no motive for him committing the crime. That's why I had to reopen the case and go back to Laurelton to find a motive.
You have one now?
Yes.
Is the case closed now, Mr. Vane? Are you ready to move on to city business?
No, Mr. Mayor, the case is not closed.
Well, why in the hell not?
Because I have new evidence.
Big much to be a submissive sidekick, Frisco, and I mean Samantha. Now, I, on the other hand, took the initiative by going to Laurelton.
You used bad judgment, Felicia.
Bad judgment?
Yes.
No, look, I'm the one that found that tin box. I was the one that spotted the tin box that had Jennifer's chain in it. You ought to be glad that I went to Jennifer's house. You really should.
Blind luck.
Blind luck? You should be so lucky with Sam, and I haven't even had the benefit of her training.
I like you right where you are, honey. Here in Port Charles, I like to share my apartment with you and my bed with you and my life with you. I want you to be safe, okay?
Oh, sure. I bet you can't wait to get up every morning just so that you can be with Sam.
The truth is, I can't wait to get home at night so I can be with you because I loved you. Can't you understand that?
Lock the door and throw away the key. That's just your perfect way of keeping me from ruining the famous Frisco and Sam show.
You really don't understand, do you? I mean, not at all. I love you, okay? I want to marry you. You are the woman in my life, not Sam. Sam's going to be a cop. That's her work, not yours. Now just keep that straight and stay out of a man's business, all right?
Man's business.
Oh, you know what I mean. Look, I got to get to Anna's. Supposed to be over at her office by now.
Look, the next time you have a message for me to deliver to Sam, you do it yourself. She thinks you're going to flunk out of the police academy.
Don't you have to go to work too, honey?
Yes, I do, but I'm not going to see Sean until later, and I have to touch with Jake on some legal things. So you go ahead, and you don't worry about me.
Okay. Maybe I'll stop worrying about you.